Import BibleWorks notes. This podcast is at the basic level. It requires no knowledge of Accordance Bible software, Hebrew, or Greek. Back in the olden days, those of us who studied the Bible used to take notes in its margins. That was great, until we ran out of room or wore out our print Bible. Then we risked losing access to all of our notes. We thought Bible software solved that problem permanently. Unfortunately, BibleWorks' recent closing brought their users face to face with that same sad prospect. We have a solution for those folks, and the offer of a brand new home with Accordance Bible software. Accordance offers its users 5 different kinds of user resources: papers, stacks, user tools, user notes, and user Bibles. We can create or import any of them using the File menu. Our interest today is in user notes, and specifically in importing BibleWorks notes. Before we discuss importing, let's review Accordance's user notes. Accordance permits user notes on texts and almost all of its tools. The only exceptions for the latter are syntax trees, Greek diagrams, and the Accordance Atlas and Timeline. Here are 3 important facts. First, text notes are each tied to a verse reference. Even though the user note sorts them by texts, they will appear next to that verse reference in any text that includes it. Next, tool notes are tied to a specific tool and paragraph. They will appear only in that tool, not in similar articles in other tools. Finally, we can have notes on texts and tools in the same user notes file. Current notes are indicated by the presence of a note button to the right of the verse or paragraph. Hover over it with a mouse and the note appears in Instant Details. Click the button and that note file opens in a parallel pane. Click in the note and start typing. Accordance will open an edit window where we can edit the note. Done editing? Click Update to save the changes and dismiss the edit window. Move the cursor to a verse or paragraph without a note and a pencil will appear, which indicates we can add a note. Click it and an edit window will also appear. Accordance allows us to keep all of our notes in a single file, as we can see from the table of contents for this note, which has notes on the ESV Bible, the Erdman's Dictionary of the Bible, and the NIGTC commentary on Mark. We can also have multiple user notes files, like I have, any of which we can open, for example, from the toolbar like so. The choice is up to the individual. People who have multiple user notes files, like I have, may have to select a specific file before opening it and adding or editing a note. For more information on user notes in general, check podcast number 133, User Notes and Tools. We can also include a wide variety of hypertext links in our user content. For information on inserting hypertext links, watch podcast number 156, Adding Links to User Content. These and other podcasts can be found on the Accordance website. It has pages sorted in 3 different ways: chronological, topical, and by recommended viewing sequence. Now that we've completed the user notes review, let's return to the main theme of this podcast, importing notes. Accordance 12.2.7 added the ability to import BibleWorks notes. They can either have the BWW or the RTF extension, but must be organized according to the BibleWorks notes file structure. Begin the import by selecting File, User Files, Import Notes Folder. Accordance will present a dialog box where we can enter the name of our new user notes file. Once we type the name and click OK, we can then navigate to the BibleWorks Notes folder. We want the top folder, 2 folders above the actual note files, which are labeled by verse reference. Once we've located and selected the proper folder, we just click Choose to import them. Accordance will do the rest. By the way, I put my sample notes in my podcast folder for this example. Former BibleWorks users will find theirs on a Mac here. Those on Windows will find theirs here. Once we've imported our notes, we can use Add Parallel My Notes to open them in parallel with any text or tool. We can also use the toolbar button or a variety of other methods to open them in a separate zone. We can even view user notes both ways simultaneously, as shown here. We are currently aware of 4 different kinds of data Accordance does not support during user note import. First, images. Second, formatting not available in Accordance as user notes, tables, lists, and those kinds of things. 3, notes on chapters rather than specific verses. And 4, hypertext links from other Bible software programs, for example, Lexnum links. Here are some tips on importing and managing user notes in Accordance. First, Accordance's user note import is non-destructive. It leaves the original BWW and RTF notes untouched. Second, keep the original notes, as Accordance's import feature is likely to improve over time. Users may want to re-import to take advantage of new features. Third, if you believe you may re-import at some point, make any new notes in a different user notes file. Leave the imported notes untouched. Accordance allows us to merge user note files. Once you're satisfied with the imported notes, you can then decide if you want to merge files. Lastly, complex workspaces may slow or stall large user notes imports. If you experience difficulties, close all workspaces before retrying the import. We added importing BibleWorks notes at the request of our customers, many of whom had years' worth of notes they feared losing. We're honored that they've chosen Accordance as their new Bible study software and committed to make their transition as smooth as possible. This has been Dr. J for Accordance Bible Software. Thank you for watching this episode of Lighting the Lamp.